feel very fortunate that Colossal is the recipient of a rolling world premiere from the National New Play Network. So immediately after we open this show, Will and I go to Minneapolis to begin a second production with a completely different cast and design team, Mixed Blood Theater.
You know, it's so incredible to be able to put this particular show together and make decisions that fit this show, these people, these bodies, this audience in a particular way, and then also have this second train running, which is, well, okay, there's another production I'm going to do of this back-to-back in which I can make a whole other set of choices if I wish.
I saw a performance of Colossal at University of Texas, Austin in the spring of 2013. A few graduate student playwrights are selected to have their shows workshopped at the Kennedy Center, and one of those was Andrew Hinderaker's Colossal. Called Andrew right away saying, we'd like to do that play. Well, he was far from ready to let the play out into the world. Became more enamored of the play, continued to hound him for permission, and eventually he granted that. So we're part of a rolling world premiere, which is also part of the National New Play Network, and there are 5 theaters that all signed on to do this. So I think each production, there is more learning being done that is passed on to the next producing entity, and Andrew continues to refine the script. So I think that each production will be tailored to its own circumstance, its space, its personnel, its aesthetic, and that's the joy of a rolling world premiere, that not only does the playwright get to continue to see the work evolve, but each of the theaters learns from what the theater before it has learned in its production.
I worked with Will Davis, the director, so it was interesting to approach it from the standpoint of learning from previous projects, but also having to fit it into a different space and trying to put sort of our own imprint on it. A huge element of it is the scoreboard, which has a time clicking down showing us the different quarters of the show. And in this particular theater, we also super title all of our productions. And it also needed to be wheelchair accessible. Part of the mission here at Mixed Blood is to be accessible to all. That's part of Mixed Blood's radical hospitality.
Radical hospitality, it's not a program of Mixed Blood, it's really part of Mixed Blood's DNA to revolutionize access consistent with our vision. And one of the ways, the most visible way, is we offer free admission to anybody to any performance. We've tried to demonetize the theater experience, and so anyone can see any show on a first-come, first-served basis without paying anything. It's been very well received. So the audiences come in, they see the room set in a manner it's never been set up before. That there's 15 actors doing football drills to a drum line happening as they're taking their seat. And the show is 65 minutes long. Again, it's done in 4 15-minute quarters, plus a short halftime show.
I was just wondering, fellas, whose house is this?
Our house!
Whose house is this?
Our house!
And let's show them some hospitality.
I fell in love with the script right away. Andrew Hinderaker, who wrote the play, Colossal, did this extraordinary job with the language. It's very musical, and as a musician, as a singer, I fell in love with that part.
You see what happened there? Yes, sir!
I fell in love with the fact that as someone who's reading this, and then someone who's watching it, you have to sew all of these pieces together of this puzzle to really figure out what is the story, what is going on here, why are there 2 guys who look similar, but one's in a wheelchair and one's not, and who's the father, and what are these different relationships, discovering what is the real story behind the words, what are the undertones of the language that's happening in this play. I play the older version of Mike, And Mike is a football player who about 10 months ago was injured in an accident, pretty much defending the man that he loves, a fellow teammate. And so now Mike is going through this transition of now accepting his life and his new identity as a man with a disability, as a gay man, and also finding and redefining his relationship with his father.
I picked some things up from the grocery store if you're hungry. Are you hungry? I could make you a sandwich.
Dad, I've been out of the hospital for 6 months.
I know.
If I'm hungry, I can make something myself.
I know you can. Of course you can.
I'm just tired.
Mike is the main character of the show, who is raised a dancer and then discovers that he loves football and goes to college for it. And so I play Mike before he gets injured while he's in college, in his senior year of college.
Oh, what happened to you? I never minded being touched.
Through the flashbacks and my conversations with the present-day character of Mike, I sort of get to embody kind of a shard of his personality. When he's the most macho, when he's the most egotistical, when he's the most prideful.
Nice, right?
Let me help you.
I got it.
The masculinity of the play was something that drew me to it. The physicality of it is so powerful. And it's not something you see on a stage. You don't see guys in full football pads, full contact hits. In the beginning of this play, the first 15 minutes is these guys working out, breaking a sweat. And I got to do a little bit of that as well. I mean, the physical therapy scenes are supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be this physical journey as much of an emotional journey.
Jesus, stop. Okay, please. I got you. Stop. I got you. We're sitting down, okay? Enjoy the ride.
Even within that violent world of sports and football, there are these moments described in the play and hopefully portrayed in our production of virtuosic beauty.
The physicality of the show is never ending. And it really deals with masculinity and the male body as a vehicle for language through dance, as a vehicle for violence through football, as a vehicle through disability. We need to look at it through the lens of disability. And all these things talk to each other with very different verbal and physical language.
Shut the fuck up. Do not give up on me, Mike.
Oh, I'm not giving up. I'm just getting started.
We'll try this again.
I'm coming for you.
Keep trying.
And I'll keep coming.
Till you get this.
Till you're nothing. Till you're finished.
You are not finished.
Get the fuck off me. Do not fucking touch me.
I'm a performer with a disability. I have a spinal cord injury. And going into this role, I knew that I was going to have to encounter a lot of my own feelings as far as who I was before this injury and who I had to become after the injury.
So, how you doing, Mike? You okay?
It was interesting to come in and say, okay, I'm going to be dealing with a younger version of essentially myself who, for all rights and purposes, is going to be trying to defeat me and trying to redefine me as what I was before my injury.
How's the rehab going? It's going all right? How is the rehab going?
It's a good group.
It's a good class. They're good young men.
They listen.
They listen to you. Tomorrow it's the sexual harassment guys.
Yeah, good luck.
So for me, it was in a lot of ways a gift as an actor and also as a person with a disability to face a lot of the feelings that maybe I've covered up over the years. I don't bring Mike home. I don't know that I even transform into Mike. It's always in me. If I can just boil that to the surface before the play and bring it out, you know, it takes a little while to heat up before the play, and you go out and it heats itself up, and then after the play it simmers back down. The water's always there. It's just a matter of when you turn the heat on.
1, 2,
Will, the director, said on the first day of rehearsals that this play requires us to go up to the edge of what is possible, to go up to our boundaries and explore those boundaries, not necessarily go beyond our boundaries, but to step right up to the edge and look over. That's a real challenge to do fully every day in performance, and instead of just half-assing it and pretending like we're putting ourselves out there.
The art form of acting, of putting on a play, is a group of people coming together with one common goal: to create this piece of life and to have it live on the stage. And it's so similar to a football team going out and risking everything just to try and win it.
There's a huge sense of relief when the play is done. It's like finishing a long run or something. It's always fun, just like a long run is, but when it's done, you're glad that you've finished it, and you just want to drink some water and, you know, clap your friends on the back.
So there's everything about it has been surprising, has been breathtaking, has been heartwarming, has been tear-provoking, and has been very well received. I mean, when the show is over, we have post-show conversations after every performance. Many people stay and they have a lot to say and a lot to decompress about, and those that leave when the show ends are moved emotionally and having been entertained in an amazing way that they hadn't seen in this building and probably anywhere before.
It's very cool working at Mixed Blood because they constantly do these shows that I think challenge our audience, and I think challenge the designers to tell a very concise, very precise, exciting story. It's really great to be able to work on a show like this, which I think is very unique right now, and that is just also a great story.
This is a story about a father and a son redefining their relationship and finding the love for one another again. And I knew it was going to strike a chord with my dad.
Well, I lost it towards the end.
I knew it was going to strike a chord with me, and it was definitely an emotional journey, and I'm glad it's one that I was able to take. And Colossal has brought me more than just an opportunity to act. It's brought me this opportunity to rediscover myself.
He always supported me, as opposed to like the father-son situation here, where it's like, no, dude, don't do that. I mean, he wasn't like, go become a doctor. He was like, go become a rock star.
The challenges for me primarily were due to my disability. The fact that I needed to be away from home, the comforts of home, the ease of my own house, which is totally set up for me, and the people around me, my friends that know what I need and know how I operate, and my caregivers who I don't have to explain anything to. They already know how to work with me. Fortunately, everyone here at Mixed Blood has been extremely supportive, extremely loving, extremely kind, and have helped me along the way without making me feel different, without making me feel special, without making me feel disabled. Mixed Blood lives up to their name. I mean, it's diverse, and it's blood, it's a heartbeat, it's a machine, it's a family, and it helped put together Colossal, which is all about love.